Hey y'all. Happy Wednesday. I feel like my Hey, how are you? What you up to? I'm just trying to tell people that I'm here. All right, I've posted it everywhere. All right, y'all. I haven't ate dinner yet, so I wanted to hop on here before I do, just to check in with you guys and share like how stuff is going this week. I just ate a Rice Krispie treat because I am hungry. I went to the gym and I am ready to have a nice protein filled meal. But I was like, I got to start trying to practice going live earlier if I'm really going to manifest that in 2024. And lately we've been going live at like 10:30 and then I'm getting off at midnight and stuff like that. So I'm going to try getting on here earlier to see if that works a little bit better and helps me with winding down a little bit earlier. I went and saw the Beyonce Renaissance film, and Beyonce said she struggled with sleep a lot because when she would get done with her like performances during the tour, she'd be on a high and she'd feel like she couldn't sleep. Now, I'm going to take that as she meant it as just like a euphoric high, like she'd feel so like energized after performing and feeling the love of her fans, and it would make her like not be able to immediately go into rest after that. And I know I'm not Beyonce. I don't got no fan base or no Bayhive or none of that, but that's on her level. But it made me think about how I feel sometimes when I get done talking to y'all. Like sometimes our conversations are so good that I cannot sleep right away afterwards, even though I get off so I can go to sleep. Like I might just be thinking about everything we talked about. And sometimes y'all motivate me or give me like encouragement. Sometimes my brain starts thinking of bigger ideas and things that I can do. So yeah. This week has annoyed me. I get motivated to record vlogs, then I have the phone storage issue. Baby daddy is acting bitter. My final is next week, and I bought all my healthy food, but still stress eating. I need Chick-fil-A and a darn nap. I understand. Whew. Which one do you want to talk about first? I will say it is really frustrating when you're working to better yourself and your children's parent is being selfish and making it about them. I don't know your full situation, but just can definitely say I resonate with what you said there. about the bitterness, and it can be tiresome because it's like the custodial parent takes on so much, especially when you're a single custodial parent, and you don't get to pick and choose when you help. You don't get to pick and choose when you contribute to your kids' lives because they're always with you, except when they're in school, but they're always with you. They live with you. So it's really frustrating when, you got to deal with the bitterness. And if, let's say, they said they were going to do something and they change their mind because they want to be, funny acting towards you or whatever, it gets really frustrating and it can take a toll on you, especially when you're working to develop yourself and create a better life for your family. But you're doing great things. And I know that, you know, it's probably just a season of where it's a lot going on, but it will get better. Um, as far as stress eating, sometimes you got to do that for you. And then when you get over that meal or that snack, don't let it ruin your whole week if you can, or your whole month. Like maybe this is your week where it's just like, you know what? I don't care. I had a week like that a couple weeks ago. Now I'm in my reset week where I have been like really, really consistent with going to the gym. Like my period is on its way out the door and I've worked out every day since Monday, and I'm proud of me for that. Not only did I just do my comfort zone, which is cardio, but I've been getting to the gym early and weightlifting with my husband. Um, so I'm really proud of me for that. I want to navigate my fitness journey with more discipline and with more intention. I also want to navigate being married with more intention and more understanding so that we can, have a stronger relationship. So I had my first therapy session yesterday and it went really well. I even got like a little homework assignment. So I was like, ooh, I saw Brandy. That made my whole day seeing your daughter like dance with me. That made me want to upload some random videos of me dancing on YouTube. I have a bunch of footage to the real songs so y'all can see what the songs are. Cause I be using audio library music, but we really be dancing to real Zumba music. But I won't make any money, but just for fun, like to put it out there, like these are the routines that I've done. Maybe if I put it together and make a little contemplation of the routines I learned in Lisa, pretty much Lisa, that's the main Zumba instructor I dance with, Lisa's class, and credit her so y'all can dance with me and get your workout in. Um, yes, inauguration selling for Carnival Jubilee in Houston, Texas, and then a trip in April. Aruba. I want to go to Aruba. That is on my bucket list. Oh my gosh. Can I go with you? I have been wanting to go to Aruba. I told my husband that. Um, that's so exciting. I'm happy for you. Y'all, don't forget to like the live session when y'all come on cuz y'all are chatting, but I got like no likes. I know the likes don't matter, but it do matter for helping YouTube recommend. So, I know y'all like me cuz y'all show up every week. But help the algorithm help me get my 20K cuz I feel like I am growing so slow and it don't make no sense. I'm not trying to rush the process, but I'm just saying I see new YouTubers start and they seem to spiral real quick. Feel like the older YouTube channels don't be having that same juice. And our content be on par. You know what I'm saying? Um, okay, I wish we could go together, go live together. I have so much to say about bitter baby daddies, but I'm trying to make travel plans for New Year's, but I have no idea where to go. Well, are you trying to go somewhere where it's warm? Like if where you're at is cold, are you trying to go somewhere where it's warm, Brandy? And then I hate that for you. It's gonna get better. I stress eat bad too. Girl, I stress ate so bad I gained 8 pounds. So listen, I didn't document that and I wish I would have because it would have been relatable. But all I'm documenting now. This is week 21 actually. And last week was week 20. I need to edit week 20, but I've been documenting it and just showing like how I'm trying to get this weight I gained off. But honestly, I see a difference already just from getting back started. Sometimes you just have to take a break from it and take stuff a day at a time. a week at a time. You're not going to do it all in one day. And that's like the reason why I started therapy back was because I had a very overwhelming day. And it got to the point where I felt like everything was just like closing in on me. It was just a bunch of stuff going wrong. Like the house, we had a plumbing issue going on. We had some broken appliances in the kitchen. Josiah had got in trouble 2 or 3 times that week for different things at home, at school, extracurricular activities that he's involved in. Um, my husband and I were arguing. We just had celebrated our anniversary, and we were arguing real bad. And I'm just like, how the hell we go from happy anniversary to arguing with each other? But that was all going on at the same time. It was horrible, like to a point where I just snapped. Let's just say I snapped, and I was like, that's not me. I gotta figure out how to manage being overwhelmed. So I'm not sitting here like I don't have bad days. I do. And you have those bad days, and that's where your faith has to come in. Like, I'm learning more and more that it's so easy to be positive when everything is going great. It's that much harder to stay consistent with positivity and gratitude and believing in yourself and speaking life over yourself and speaking life over your family and speaking life over your work, speaking life over your relationships when those are the things that are being tested. And so I'm trying to remember that discipline cannot be driven by how I feel, because my emotions are not the same level of um, security, stability as my logic. And one thing I do like about my husband is that he does keep me grounded. Although when we're not seeing eye to eye, he don't, because I we be butting heads. But when we are seeing eye to eye, and when we are in a great place, like, he thinks of things from a logical perspective most of the time. Sometimes I don't think so, but when it comes to like assessing problems, looking bigger than myself, looking from points of view that are not my own. That's something I'm going to try to work on in 2024, and I'm working on for the rest of this month. Being more intentional about thinking about the other people that are involved with the issues that I have with them, and or just scenarios in general. Like, this is how I feel, but how does the other person feel if it's something that involves other people? Let's read what y'all are saying. Is he bitter because he want to be back with you? Great question, Lissa. Your fitness journey. I read that part. Hey D. Did I say hey girl? I don't even know. He's so bipolar. One moment he's helping me, apologizing for his behavior. The next he's telling me you're on your own. So frustrating. A lot of creators have said their reviews have been down and they aren't getting much lately. Yeah, D. I saw one of the people I'm subscribed to. Her name is Ivy. She created a new channel because she felt like her views were down. And then I'm subscribed to Life with Ming, and Life of Ming has a channel called The Bells Plus 3, and she just started a new channel, and she has 600,000 subbies on her first channel. She has like almost 50K on her second channel, and her family just started a third channel. She didn't say it was because of views, but I feel like it is, because like I said, I feel like newer channels get pushed out differently. I also feel like younger people get pushed out more. And I've seen this with my own channel. When I post Josiah on my shorts, they skyrocket. Now, some of my shorts do skyrocket, like depending on the content. Like if I'm reviewing a song, so I'm definitely gonna be doing more music reviews in 2024. Like when new music drops, hopping on that and telling y'all what I think. But I want to stay positive. I like to review stuff I actually like. I don't want to be a bashing session. Now, if something comes up and I want to talk about it and it's real, I'm going to be real. But I mean, I feel like it's enough negativity on YouTube. It's enough people doing reaction channels. It's enough people doing commentary about people's lives. I don't ever want to be that girl. But like, if somebody has a new song and I really like it, or even if it's something constructive but critical that I could provide as feedback, I feel like that's a good avenue for me. Definitely gonna bring back more real talk. I might do advice sessions on shorts. Like, I'm looking into some other things. My food videos do really good, and sometimes my like reviews do okay, but YouTube loves young people. They also like dancing videos, so I will be probably trying to do more dancing as well. It's just gonna be a bunch of random stuff on there. But what I notice in my shorts feed is I get recommended a lot of couples, a lot of younger people that are like early 20s navigating relationships, like those type of channels get pushed out more than people that are like navigating their 30s, navigating their 40s. Unless you already were famous. Like if you were on Real Housewives of Atlanta or some other reality TV show, even like the Dancing Dolls. Hey Rachel, um, I just forgot her name as soon as I said Dancing Dolls, but I'm subscribed to one of the OG Kayla. Her name is Kayla. Kayla Productions. She was one of the best dancers. She was the first. She has a YouTube channel. I'm subscribed. I know who she is because she used to be on TV, and me and my stepsisters used to watch the show. So I feel like YouTube pushes out old channels and inconsistent channels of people who have a following, like, Reginae Carter, Lil Wayne's daughter. Obviously, she's famous. So if she makes a YouTube channel, she's going to do well just because of who she is. Whereas us regular smuggler people, it's really tricky for us, especially as you get older. It doesn't mean it's impossible though, because there's plenty of people who are exceptions to that rule. But I'm just saying what I generally notice. And so I'm just, trying to be more consistent. I started working on my services, um, like trying to create little um content, flyers, things that I can start promoting so I can actually start making money, and be kind of more hands-on. Y'all encouraged me a little bit, but like I can't complain about not really making other supplemental income if I'm not really promoting myself. And I do promote it, but I've been promoting it quite passively. So I want to start, promoting my services as well as frequently as I promote my YouTube videos, because my YouTube videos I promote pretty good. Like I share them on Facebook, I share them on Instagram, I share by word of mouth outside of work, but I don't really talk about the services that I offer. Resumes, people do reach out to me, but most of the time I'm getting people who I've helped before. They might want a new job and they're like, oh, can you do my resume again? So I'm going to start putting that stuff out there. I've actually updated all my prices, updated my media kit that I had made earlier this year. I'll tell y'all how unserious I was. The last time I updated it, I had 14,000 subscribers. I have 18,000 now. So that just goes to show like how inconsistent I've been with pushing out that, bless you, pushing out that menu, and like telling people like, hey, I offer services, I offer promo, I can make you videos, I can promote your business. So I'm trying to do better with that. So my egg is still in the basket of YouTube, but it's not just reliant on that ad revenue, because my shorts have been performing amazingly, but the money is just not there in the same way. Hey Rachel. um I hate that. Inconsistency can be a lot. I hope it gets together. You're so strong. And then you got white instead of lavender this time. Yes, I've been wearing French tips for a little while. I like it a lot. I felt like I had to transition into a fall color. So I tried this what is it called? I tried that purpley color. It's like a pink purple, but it was more of a muted color, like less bright and more fall like. And I got that done 3 times. I even tried a new salon and they had the same color, and it chipped within 2 weeks each time I kept getting my full fingers painted. Now, granted, I did try a different tech because my tech wasn't available, but after trying 2 different techs in my normal nail shop and going to a different salon, a brand new salon that had just opened in my area, by the way, and it chipping in 2 weeks, I was like, you know what? I'm going back to my old tech and I'm changing this color because this color must be bad luck. It was called antique purple. So I was flipping through the book trying to find like what color do I want on my nails. And I really didn't like anything. I really didn't. I didn't want pink. I didn't want to do the lavender because it's getting cold. And I just felt like lavender is a color I'll bring back when the spring rolls around. So then I was like, you know what? Let me just do classic French. And I did it and I liked it. And I think, it matches everything. Yeah, excuse my ashy elbow, but that's why I went back to French. And so I probably will be wearing that until maybe Valentine's Day, unless I do like a light blue for Christmas. Last year I did like a really cute baby blue, winter blue, snowflakey type color, and it was cute. But if I do that, I'm still gonna do it French. I just don't think my nails can take the full length of color anymore with gel polish. I don't do, what is that stuff called? I don't do SNS because it don't last. And now that I'm like lifting weights and stuff, like my nails can break easily if I'm doing that. Lifting weights, I do most of the cleaning. When you scrubbing stuff, like your polish can chip. So I think it's, for some reason, French has been lasting. Now I did mess up my thumbs cleaning up. So I'm actually overdue to go get them done. Y'all can't even see it. But it's chipped on both sides, like right there. But that came off because I was scrubbing something. Let's see. I asked y'all about travel plans. So currently, I've been invited to 2 trips for 2024. Well, 3 actually, but 2 trips. One was with my line sisters. They are wanting to do um like an anniversary trip next year because it'll be 10 years that we've been Zetas. So we're considering going to New Orleans. Flights are high. Let's start there. It's not that I don't want to go. I've never been to New Orleans. I've always wanted to go to Louisiana just for the food, just for the big old, what's it called? There's a grenade. The hand grenade. I've been wanting to go. They're non-alcoholic.
That's what Kevin Sage was saying. He said the one he had didn't have nothing in it.
Maybe he asked for it to be because he Christian.
Nah, he said he wanted the one with alcohol.
Oh,
it was weak, like next to.
So nothing. Basically, it's touristy and watered down. Okay, I got you. I'm doing good, Rachel. I'm doing good. I had a good week so far. I'm thinking of going to Germany, Italy, and Switzerland next year with EF Ultimate Break. That sounds amazing, Rachel. I had to dip out and change litter. What I miss? I was talking about my nail color. That's not important. And then when I got done, I went back to travel and I asked everybody where they want to go in next year. So I was telling them, me and my line sisters, maybe going to New Orleans. We are in the process of planning it because it'll be 10 years that we've been Zetas. So it'll be like a anniversary trip for us. That's tentative for April right now because my Zetaversary is in April. And then what else? Oh, my best friend, Kayla. I have like 7 best friends. One of them asked me if I want to go to Puerto Rico. If you've been following me, you know I've been talking about Puerto Rico for over a year now. I definitely want to go. I actually was thinking about planning a trip there for my birthday next year and hadn't said anything because one thing about me next year, I'm not gonna wait for folks. And I know I say this often, but I really mean it. Like I'm going to put it in action. So I had been thinking about Puerto Rico. I had already been trying to map out and look at flights and things like that. So, Puerto Rico is somewhere I'm interested in going because I've never been. And then, um, the group that I went and did the Zumba trip with, if you watch my Jamaica vlog, then you know. If you watched my channel previous years, you know we went to Cancun, and then the first year we went to Dominican Republic. Um, they are going back to Cancun next year in October. I don't know if I want to go with them. The experience we had this year was not my favorite out of the 3 years that I went, but I think 50% of my issues were because of the resort we were on. And I do know that the resort that they are using next time is not the same resort. Now, when we went to Cancun in 2022, the resort was amazing and it was a Grand Palladium. It was the same property. They have Grand Palladium and they have TRS. Everything was top tier. But in Jamaica, it just was not. So it put a bad taste in my mouth. I know I spent more than I would if I would have booked it myself because we went through a travel agent and it was a group trip with group excursions, group parties, merch. So all those different add-ons that made stuff cost more. But I am considering going with them and either um going at the same time with them so I can run into them on the resort because they have free days. A lot of the events are on the resort, and even though they give you like these private wristbands and stuff, she just started that this year. It's pretty much open. If you walk by, you can be there. So what you gonna do? Tell me I can't be in the same area? Like, unless they book an actual building, like an actual room that's closed off, it's not going to be that deep. But what I was thinking is, because my son will also be out of school, is if we do decide to go to Cancun, making the days work better for my schedule. We've been doing Thursday to Monday, and what I would do instead is probably leave Saturday and come back Tuesday, because the flight will be cheaper. I don't have to burn through as many PTO days because I'm not leaving on a Thursday, and Josiah would not have to miss school. And he's been to Mexico before because we went on a carnival and Josiah got to experience Mexico in 2022, but it was a cruise. So this would be a cool experience for him to get to see what an all-inclusive resort would be like. So we are considering going to Cancun in October around the same time as the other group is going. But if we don't do Cancun, we may do somewhere else. Josiah said he was interested in going back to Tennessee. He also was interested in going to Orlando to see Universal because we didn't get to do that. So all of that is up in the air right now. Um, let's see. The last place that I'm interested in going to was North Carolina. Um, I think J. Cole's Dreamville is coming in April as well. So I was thinking about going to go do that. And I know I said the last thing I was interested in, but I forgot to tell you guys, because my Jamaica experience wasn't the best, I'd be open to going back there too and just going to a different resort. And then finally, I asked you guys on my community tab about a cruise because I was searching online and I ended up finding that Carnival has a 2-day cruise to Bahamas out of Miami. And it's next month. It is the last weekend of next month. And it was like with my VIP, VFPP, whatever it's called, my profile number, you get like a special rate because I've traveled with them before. And if I went by myself, it was going to be less than $500 with gratuity, and maybe like less than 600, more than 500 if I wanted to add vacation protection and gratuities. If Des and I go, it's around the same price, but it's a little bit more when you add the gratuities and you add the um, vacation protection, which I always say you want to do vacation protection when you plan an international trip, because if you have to cancel. Mm.
Like I made him get up to move so I felt like a towel. When he lay back down, he started saying that his body was hurting, but his stomach is warm. That's such.
Does his head hurt?
He said it doesn't. He says his stomach and his legs. He said those hurt.
Well, the legs, it makes sense because of the practice, but I don't know about the stomach part.
I don't know either, but it's
He ate
warm.
some yogurt after he ate the nachos. I'll be in there in a few minutes. Um, I forgot what I was saying. Des just came here and told me Saya is saying his stomach hurts, so I'm about to go in a few minutes. Um, oh, Bahamas. Bahamas. I was telling y'all I found a 2-day flight or a 2-day cruise with Carnival. And it was pretty cheap if I went by myself. I was gonna ask y'all if anybody was interested in going. Um, but also I asked Dez, and Dez was like, "Y'all know he hate cruises." So I was like, don't feel pressure to say you want to go because you've already told me you hate cruises." But he actually said he wouldn't mind because it's only 2 days, and I loved it because it was Friday to Sunday, which you really don't see, and I think it's gonna be on sale until December 11th. So the only thing that stopped me from booking the cruise so far was the flights. That's been the theme for every place I've looked at. North Carolina, Miami, New Orleans. Um, everything is so expensive coming out of Atlanta on Delta. Southwest too. They're not cheap anymore. And I just remember when you could go to New Orleans from Atlanta and you'd see $49, $59, $69, $79 on Southwest for each direction. and now the price is like double or triple that. And it doesn't matter what date you plug in. I don't know what's going on, but things are pretty high. And then for the dates of that trip, I looked on Delta and the flights were pretty high. They were like $300 for a flight that would work for the embarkation time. It's like you have to get there on the ship by 3:30. They recommend you get there an hour early, so you want to get there by really 2 o'clock at the latest. So that would mean we need to fly in no later than like we need to fly in and arrive no later than noon to be comfortable because the airport is not close to the cruise port. Um, and I did look into Fort Lauderdale because some airlines don't fly into Miami; they fly in some Fort Lauderdale. But then you have to account for the Uber to the Miami port from Fort Lauderdale, and they weren't any cheaper, really, to be honest. And I checked Spirit. I don't, because we got a good deal on the flight. I'll fly Spirit for this 1 hour and 20 minutes. It's not even going to be that long. But I checked Spirit. They didn't have any good flights. Frontier didn't have any good flights. Um, unless we leave Thursday. And the whole point of this was we don't want to leave Thursday, get a hotel, do all that. It was a frugal trip. We found this cruise. It's less than $600 for both of us to go. We want to just get the flights and probably keep the total around a K because that's the whole point of going on the cheap cruise. Hey Florence, did you get the picture from Josiah? Hey Queen, don't forget to thumbs up the live, y'all. The mail is slow. It's probably on our end, but we sent it off on Saturday and they picked it up Saturday. So I hope you get it soon. Maybe it'll come this weekend. But I have to go, y'all, in a few because Josiah is not feeling good, and I don't want to leave Des in there with him by himself. Just to make sure Sia's okay. Hold on, the conquest is a little rowdy, but it's fun. Sometimes I feel like it's overcrowded. You can also fly to Miami, and there used to be a ferry that will take you to the Bahamas, and it was a day trip. I did not know that. I need to look into that. So basically, Bahamas is not too far from Miami. I did not know that. We are on the lookout for it. I hope he feels better. He was saying his stomach was hurting, and Des just came in here and told me that he was saying that. Yes, you can go to Bahamas from Miami on a day trip. I'm gonna look into that before I book this Carnival cruise because my husband and I could get a nice hotel in Miami and then um pay for this ferry ride and then come back and just be in Miami because we already have and we could spend the same day in Bahamas except we could be on our own like time and not their timing, which would be really cool. I'm going to y'all see, I'm glad I told y'all. See, that's why I like y'all. Y'all always educating me and giving me insight, okay? Thank you, Florence. Yeah, like we could get that hotel I told you guys in Fort Lauderdale about the one that had I told y'all and some of y'all told me. I think it was you, Queen, said you stayed there before and it was nice. Well, we could probably go to Fort Lauderdale and stay at I think it was the Conrad. Stay there for 2 days because we got the babysitter, mom and dad. My dad and my husband's mom, they both agreed. So we got this weekend locked in. We doing something. We doing something. But instead of being it around Carnival, like maybe we fly on Delta, get out there Friday night. We don't got to stress about trying to get there all early because some of the cheaper flights were in the not in the evening, but they were after the port time, after 3 o'clock, before 7 o'clock, but after 3 o'clock or after 2 o'clock. Like I'd say after 2 o'clock, because it's like you don't want to fly in at 2 and land at 4 if you got a port at 3:30. They're gonna leave you. So it's like, okay, y'all just gave me some ideas. I'm gonna use when I get off of here and you'll check on site. I'm gonna do some research about this day trip thing because We could get a nice hotel in Fort Lauderdale, fly into Fort Lauderdale, one of the cheaper evening times. We have our flight credit with Delta. We have our miles with Delta. I'm already going to get $150 off this flight because I haven't used my flight credit yet. So even if it is 300, it might only be 150. The only reason cruises take so long to get to Bahamas is because they're going super slow. But a lot of people that live there go on their own boats for a day trip. Wow. I did not know that. And Lisa just told me I could go from Fort Lauderdale. So I'm going to look. I'm going to look and I'm going to talk to Des about it. Hey, Quana. Hey, girl. I'm going to go live tomorrow, y'all, because I feel like I have to cut this shorter than I wanted to. Just because I want to check on Saya. So, oh, actually, Des and I might be doing a date night tomorrow night. So I don't know if I'll be going live tomorrow. If I don't go live tomorrow, I'll go live at another time this week before Monday so that I can make up for it. But we might be going to the 85 South show. Facebook was doing their algorithm with the ads, and the 85 South show popped up in my news feed. And I just clicked, and I ended up going on Ticketmaster. They actually gonna be here tomorrow and Friday, but we're thinking about going tomorrow because, again, babysitting. My dad offered and he was like, Friday, I don't know. Thursday works. I'm like, oh, I gotta work Friday, but I want to do more fun stuff with my husband. I'm trying to like live a little. So more concerts, more comedy shows, more travel, all the things. My dad is so sweet. He is. He is. He works on weekends too. So that's the reason why he was like, I don't know about Friday. What time you trying to come back? And I was like, well, he was like, nope, do Thursday because Friday, I work on Saturday, so I don't want to be up all night waiting on y'all to come back and stuff. I'm like, I get it. I understand. But yeah, my dad is a sweetheart. I'm so grateful for him, especially because my mom isn't here. But my stepmom is awesome too. Like when they kept Josiah when I was in Jamaica with Des last month or 2 months ago, they worked together to keep him. So I'm really grateful for my village. And 2024 is about to be lit. Like, I'm not saying I'm gonna be trying to travel every month, but if the opportunity presents itself and it's cheap, I'm going. I'm not gonna talk myself out of awesome opportunities. Like, let me find a Puerto Rico flight for $222 again, like I did that one time and I missed it. I won't make that mistake again twice. Um, but yeah, we could have. I don't know. The in-home date night thing, I feel like we've done that before. It wasn't bad, like, it was cool, but I feel like I wanna do more, like, activities together. Like, I really my the highlights of this year for me and Des, in my opinion, were the things we did that were, like, actions. Like, for, my birthday, he took me axe throwing, and I had so much fun even though I sucked. And then for our anniversary, like, he planned a date Friday night, and that's where we went out to eat. And then I planned a date at this place called Fight Club Atlanta, and it's a dart game where you compete, and we had so much fun together. On his birthday, I surprised him with the batting cages where he used to play growing up, and we all had fun. That wasn't a date though, because it was Josiah was there, but it was like a family outing. So like I don't mind doing the in-home dates. Like we do movie night a lot and we do like, we'll cook dinner and we'll eat together and stuff, but I want to do like more activities. I feel like I live here in Atlanta. I'm a Yelp elite, which if you don't know what Yelp is like a place where you basically submit reviews, and if you do a really good job at it, you can be nominated to be an elite or a friend can recommend you, and you basically get a status where you can get invited to different events in your city. And like I've been a lead for maybe going on 6 years now, and I've only been to one Yelp event. I get invited all the time. My best friend Kayla does it now. She goes all the time. So it's like next year, especially with this return to work thing, I'm not taking for granted my opportunities to enjoy life. And so that I don't continue to feel like all I do is work, take care of Josiah, clean up this house, and work on YouTube content. Like, I want to start living. I want to start going out and doing fun things, traveling. Of course, I still want to work on my content and everything like that. But I just feel like I want to be less of a homebody next year because, like, before I got married, your girl was not a out homebody. I was in these streets, and I don't want to be in these streets doing stuff I'm not supposed to do. But I do want to experience things that I can, and even my connections at work, like there's opportunities to network and go out and do things and meet people, and those could be the things that help me elevate. Not just staying here at home all the time. So, and then business endeavors. My husband's been working on like revamping his business, his logo, doing designs and stuff. So even he's been feeling inspired lately, and that's kind of been inspiring to me. So, like I was sharing earlier on the live, I started working on my service, my services, determining my prices, updating my media kit because I had one and like I hadn't updated it since I hit 14K. So that shows y'all, like, girl, you done gained 4,000 subscribers and you ain't did nothing. Like, how people gonna know you selling something and you not advertising it? So yeah, I'm trying to be more intentional. And I did my therapy session yesterday with my previous therapist, and it went really, really well. And I just felt really good about that. If I see it, I'm sending it to you for Puerto Rico. You trying to do that around your birthday in May? Yes, I was. I was trying to go in May. However, my friend that invited me, she's trying to go in, she said late March, early April. So I'm open to it because I haven't booked anything. But if I don't end up going with them, I definitely am considering that for my birthday month, which is in May. I was thinking maybe like May 9th through May 13th or May 10th through May 14th. I don't know. I need to talk to my best friend because my best friend's birthday is the day after mine, and I need to ask her what she wants to do because we often celebrate it together. Um, it'd be cool if we could go together, but the best friend I'm talking about is not the best friend that invited me to go in March, April. That best friend was planning it with another one of my best friends and was like, "Girl, do you want to come too?" And I was like, "I don't mind, but I was already thinking about going in May. I'm just trying to make sure I don't stagger too much travel on top of each other because, for one, I don't want to get sick. The airport be germy, but two, I don't want travel fatigue or just like feeling like I'm not spacing them out enough. But tentatively, we got possibly a cruise or a trip to Bahamas in January. Um, February, my husband and I were talking about going to Hilton Head. I don't know if we still doing that. Possibly. March, possibly Puerto Rico, or it might be April. But then also the Line Sister trip is supposed to be in April too, to New Orleans. So my preference would not be to do two trips in 1 month. I did that last year. I did I did that last year. Yeah. I did that last year. We went to a cruise at the beginning of April, and then we turned around and did a trip to Dallas at the end of April. I went to um the cruise with Des and Josiah, and then I went to Dallas by myself with my best friends. We had a time in Dallas. It was so much fun. But that was tiring, like travel, coming back, trying to get back on your routine, preparing for the next trip. Like that's a lot. I want to space it out a little bit. And then October is when we were thinking about going to Cancun. So yeah, I say all that to say I gotta figure out what we're gonna do and secure these flights. I feel like the flight is the first thing to get. And I will say, when I looked at October 2024, I don't want that the algorithm to hear it and raise the prices. But let me just say that some of the destinations I was researching were cheaper in October of next year. So I say that to say if you got some money and you want to look ahead, maybe look ahead like 10 months from now, 9 months from now. Don't look at the spring and the peak season. Look off season and see what you can find because it might be some good prices, even on Delta. Let's see. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I've never been to Puerto Rico and I want to go. I'm going next year. I promised to myself. Like I got to go next year. There's a cruise. There is a cruise with Carnival. I know you don't like Carnival, but there's a cruise with Carnival and it goes to San Juan, Aruba, and Ocho Rios, Jamaica. That is my dream cruise. It's like an 8-day cruise because it hits all the destinations I've been saying I want to go to. But I don't mind not going on a Carnival cruise because one thing I don't like about Carnival cruises, and unfortunately that's been my only experience, but I know all cruises are like this. You only get less than a day in each city. So you don't get to engulf in the culture. You just get to enjoy that city from 8 to 5 or 10 to 7 or whatever time they get, 7:30 a.m. to 3:30. Like you don't have as much time as if you plan separate trips for each place. It's cool to be able to say, "Oh yeah, I got to see Bahamas and I went to Nassau and Bimini and I did this and that," but you don't have the full experience like you do when you go to an all-inclusive resort or even get an Airbnb in the city and you go explore yourself. Um, I definitely enjoyed Cancun better than I enjoyed my Carnival cruise experience, and that was mainly because, like, I had days to experience the resort and even experience the local city and what it had to offer for me. Whereas on the Carnival cruise, I got to see Costa Maya and I got to see Cozumel, and I loved Cozumel. Costa Maya was kind of boring and they didn't have much to offer. I wish I would have been able to take advantage of that $25 massage they were doing on the beach. Mexico has cheap massages. I would go back and do that every time. Every time. But I say that to say, I feel like it was rushed. It was rushed. Like you have so much limited time. Even if you book an excursion, they trying to get you through it so they can get you back to the boat. Whereas when you on your own trip, your own pace, you don't have to worry about being rushed through it. If he needs brand ambassadors, I can get some of the artists I promote to help him promote his brand. I will let him know that you said that, Quana, and if he's interested, I'll share his I'll share your business information from Instagram so he can see. I don't know what phase he's in right now of like brand ambassadors and things like that, but I do think he would be interested in like business amplification, especially if he starts designing merch and stuff again. I will also be willing to help if he wants my help, like with brand ambassador ship and promoting his products and stuff. It's a lot. I know all too well I'm slowing down in 2024, but I'm gonna still be outside. Yes, go outside, sis. It's literally a moment that's about it. Exactly. So it's a nice little getaway, like I was saying, like going on carnival, like we were just gonna get away, have a good time, have some us time together, and just, make the most of it. But at the same time, part of me is like, my husband does not like cruises. Like if I watch them vlogs, I was watching one of my vlogs last week and I just had the most terrible time last time. Now, granted, it wasn't a couples trip. We had, in my opinion, we had more fun on our anniversary or our honeymoon when we went carnival than we did when we went with Josiah, just because it was like irritation between the three of us arguing, and it's in the vlog. Go watch it. It's day 1, 2, 3, 4. It's on my channel. Y'all can find it in my travel playlist that's on my page. But I don't think that would be our experience. But if I can find a way for us to experience the Bahamas and we don't have to be on a boat, I think my husband would probably like that better anyway. So I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna price it out. I've never really traveled or been on a cruise. I want to though. I need to move closer to family so I can have help with summer so I can do these things. I definitely recommend that, Florence, if you can work on it. I know that's not no easy process by any means, but I definitely feel like having family is essential, or finding someone that you trust to watch your child. Before, my family was helpful before I met Des. Before, when I was with Josiah dad, who was like Brandy's dad, who didn't really help me out, especially when we broke up for good and he realized he was gonna lose access to my vagina. Excuse my realness. All of a sudden, he couldn't babysit no more. He couldn't come get his child. He couldn't help me with no nothing. He was okay with helping a little bit when I was with him, but when I was done, I ain't had no help from him or his people. So, I looked for a job, found one. I met a friend at work. She was using an in-home daycare lady for her daughter, who was like maybe 6 months older than Josiah. So I ended up bringing my child there, and we had a pretty good relationship for a few years. And until she got married, and her husband kind of ruined her business because there was some weird stuff going on. I don't know what type of stuff, but like Josiah told me he didn't want to go back over there, so I listened to my child and I didn't bring him back over there. I don't know if it was I don't think it was anything like illegal going on or like inappropriate as far as like abuse, like, sexual abuse or nothing like that. I don't mean that. I just mean like I don't know if her husband was yelling at the kids or even trying to instill fear like with discipline. But one thing about me, like I don't play about that. And I know that's like a parent's biggest fear is like trusting somebody with your child and then they do something to hurt your child. So I've seen too many stories. So I say all that to say before she got married, she was really great with the kids. She was affordable and she definitely helped me out and some other people I worked with, friends, everything for a few years. And that helped me have a social life outside of being a mom. And it was really helpful for me at that time. Um, this is also part of why I don't mind waiting to have another baby because when you have babies, it is expensive to get childcare for them. And I want to be able to afford the best of the best. I was doing the best I could with what I had, with what budget I had, because I was financially responsible for my child. But I appreciate that season in my life because it allowed me to be able to take breaks. Because my dad, as great as he is now, he never babysat Josiah when he was young. Like in diapers, never. Never. It was two times actually. I went to a wedding and he watched him for a few hours, and I got in a car accident on the way home from work one day. And it wasn't an accident with another car. Like I swerved off the road and I landed in a ditch and I messed up the back of my car. And so like I had to get towed home and the baby was with my dad because he had to go pick him up from my friend who was watching my son for me at the time. Um and so he had to watch Josiah until I could get to the house with my car. But when he was in diapers, family did not help me like that. I'll say my baby daddy's mother babysat Josiah for me to get an interview, to go to an interview. And so that was another time she helped. But I asked, and it was because I was looking for a job. Like, her son was in jail not helping me. So let me not even go there. But I say that to say, like, it was helpful for me as a single mom to find my own way because my relatives made it clear, like, this is your baby. You figure it out. Now it ain't like that, but it was. Yes, I'm working on it right now. My neighbor helps if I really need it. She watches summer at my house and I have cameras, but it's a struggle, like you said, to find trustworthy childcare. Yep, it is. So take your time with that. Don't feel bad about sacrificing alone time or time away from your kids to find the right person because like I told y'all, like I thought I had found a great person and then she got married and stuff went south and it's just like, dang, girl, you were great, why? Anyway, right, I'm definitely trying to find my own way. Yes. I need that balance between mommying and having a life. It is so hard. Maybe we should talk about that. We should talk about that um on another like live stream, or maybe I make a video giving advice. I don't know. I don't want anybody to feel like, well, you married now, so it's different for you. Because I've been there. Like, I wasn't always married. Like, I'll just leave it at that. I wasn't always married. Josiah's dad and I were not married. So I've experienced being a single mom. I got married when Josiah was 3, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. Des and I got married when Saya was 3. So I will add that to my advice to do list. making time for yourself as a mom, advice for single moms and married moms. Because, baby, that's part of why I was lashing out because I was feeling like I'm mommying, wifing, lifing, and overwhelmed by the things that's coming along with all of that. And so it's really important to have that time for you. Like, even in a relationship, it's great when it's great, but when it's not great, it can take a lot of weight on you and it can be overwhelming because you feel like you have to wear all these different hats. And it's hard. And when it's just you, oh my God, it's that much harder. It's that much harder. And I cannot imagine what it's like in this economy as a single mom paying these high rent prices and doing it all by yourself. Because even though I was a single mom, I still had family helping me by giving me a place to stay, not kicking me out because I became pregnant. I was able to still finish school and everything, but I did the financial part on my own. Like, I bought those diapers, I bought those wipes. Yeah, I qualified for WIC and I never qualified for food stamps, but I qualified for WIC and I qualified for Medicaid for a little while. Then it became Peach Care for Kids. So that helped, but I didn't get caps. So I had to figure it out. And it wasn't like my parents, oh, I'll babysit for you. Like, no. And it used to irritate me because I had siblings, step siblings, but siblings whose mom would babysit their kids all the time. But I will also say I never went to my stepmom and said, "Hey, can you watch Josiah for me?" I've only done that like once or twice now that Sia's 8. And that's basically because like I'll always ask my dad. And so with him working now, because he had retired for a little bit after getting sick and then he got bored with being retired and now he's working again. Um, like with the Jamaica thing, like my stepmom, her name is Bridget. She actually reached out to me like, "Hey, I'm here. I'll help you." And she did. We have a great relationship, but it wasn't always like that. I didn't always feel like I had them. So I felt like I was in this survival mode. I got to do that by myself. I'm just going to figure it out. And it worked for me at the time, but I had cousins watching Josiah while I worked. I had a friend watching Josiah while I worked, and I paid everybody. Um, and it got to a point, and I finally met the lady I told y'all about, and she was his sitter for about 2.5 years until we had the issue with her husband. And at that point, I said, I just told her straight up, like, I'm sorry, but I can't bring Josiah back there. He's saying he don't feel comfortable, and I'm not gonna not listen to my child. So, and I be seeing ladies online, in my and it's a Facebook community for my area. There's all kinds of groups. People saying they do childcare. I honestly did not go back to a home childcare option after that experience, but I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I actually told my husband recently, like, I gotta find a new babysitter. That's my goal for 2024. Not because I want to dump my child off on someone, but I don't want to burn out my dad and my husband's mom every time we want to go somewhere. I really want to use them more for like the trips because that's overnight stays. And then when it comes to like date nights, if I could find somebody local that I can trust, that would be great because then that gives me an opportunity to have me time or for my husband and I to make and normalize date night for us because you can't ask all the time, can you go out, go out, go out, go out? It's just not always something that we can do. But if you have someone local that you can babysit, that's what the people with money do. They hire a babysitter and they go on their dates. People with wealth, black families have nannies. They come in, they help, they do everything. So I'm not opposed to that. That's what creates balance in your life. Otherwise, you get overwhelmed. Like I'm not trying to talk about family in a negative way. Like I'm just being real. I have one of my sisters. She's married with 3 kids. My dad was telling me they do date nights every now and then, but they've not went on no trips. They've not done any of that, and that scares me because I have such an independence. Like we have it sweet, and like going from the one child to two child to three child, it gets different. People babysit one child. When you start having three and four, it's harder to get the help. And I realize that. So I want to make sure I'm financially stable. My husband is more financially stable. Hence, while we're working on these businesses, while we're working these full time jobs, because we comfortable. We could probably swing it right now with another baby. But imagine if we started making these businesses start thriving, then we had a baby. Then we can be comfortable. We can have help. I don't got to worry about postpartum depression and we struggling. Like, I don't want that again. I don't. And I really didn't have postpartum with Josiah, luckily. But it was hard because I was going through being with a cheater, someone who lied, somebody who was embarrassing me, and still having to figure out how to be a mom. That was a lot. Absolutely. I 100% think it does. I 100% think it does. Survival mode sucks. I'm trying to homeschool, but I'm about to start a new job and I don't know what to do. Struggling because I don't want to put her in school and yet I need help. I don't even know. I don't even know how to, tell you that are you starting a work from home job, Florence, or is it an in-person job? Because if it was a work from home job, you probably would be able to work around it, possibly. Um, especially as she gets older, she can work independently while you're working independently. But if you have to leave the home for your job, you're gonna need help. That's what I was gonna say. You're gonna need somebody to come in and help you, or it's gonna be difficult to maintain homeschool if you're not at home. Work from home. Okay, good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go in the kitchen because I gotta get ready to eat dinner. It's getting late. But I was gonna say, I think that oh, my legs. And I know y'all probably like, I thought you said you were gonna go check on Saya. I realized that Saya done went to sleep, so that's why I didn't leave. Thank you to my man. You get just Saya sleeping on the couch, snoring. Um, but yeah, y'all, I'm about to get ready to eat dinner. Um, I love you guys, and I guess maybe I can go live on Friday night or Saturday. But y'all are the best. I'm about to eat dinner and I'm gonna tell my husband what you said, Quana, about the brand ambassadors thing. And I'm gonna tell him what Queen and Lissa told me about the ferries because that might be better than the cruise. And we can actually sleep in a nice bed. But I wish y'all all the best of luck with everything. Like, don't let the burnout get to you. In 2024, we're going to figure it out. Okay? Good night, y'all. Bye.